First things first, before I get started, I would like to thank all those who have served in the military. Whichever branch, you are very much appreciated. I myself have served in the Navy, stationed overseas in Japan. Was a great experience. Had a lot of fun. Seen a lot of water, a lot of different countries. Had its ups and downs. But overall, a great experience. But one thing I remembered while I was in boot camp was how many breaks the females had gotten. When things had gotten tough for them, whether it was marching or IT, if you don't know what IT means, it's intensive training, a lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups, a lot of up-downs, a lot of 8 counts. The females would get breaks and time to rest, much more so than the men. The Army is developing a much tougher physical fitness exam that makes no exceptions for women or older recruits, after complaints that too many new soldiers weren't fit enough to be deployed. I'm glad this is coming into place. I'm glad this is being implemented, because far too long, women, the feminist agenda, it wants women to have equal rights. Women fight to be in men's spaces, even into combat and infantry. But then when it's time to do the work, they don't want to do it. They want to they want to have these excuses and be given passes and breaks. That's what women are. They're walking contradictions. I'm glad this has happened. I've stated this before, and I quote, no excuses, no passes. I personally wouldn't want some lazy, overweight male or female to be next to me in combat, and they can barely run a mile without stopping. Bullets are flying, all types of things are going on, and you got these individuals who aren't physically, probably, or mentally fit. This is why Donald Trump has started to get rid of the transgenders out of there. These transgenders, they don't know what they want to be in life, but yet they want to serve our country. The Army is trialing a tougher, much more grueling fitness exam that will not make any adjustments for women or older recruits after complaints that too many new soldiers were passing basic fitness who couldn't be deployed. So that goes to show that the fitness exams and tests that was in boot camp, whatever A school they were at, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't harder. It needs to be harsh. I want individuals who are fighting for my country, who's serving my country, to be chiseled, to be in shape, to be ready for war. I know individuals who enlist in the military and they barely are able to be shipped off the boot camp. They barely make the weight, BMI, body mass index, and they get shipped off the boot camp, and they get out of boot camp or they get out of the military and they weigh more than what they came in at. Laziness. This needs to happen, because this is going to just weed out all the weak. All the weak needs to be weed out. The new test is gender and age neutral. So these women, it's going to be a lot of women that won't be able to stay in, because you got to think, it's a lot of people who enlist in the military that just get in for the housing allowance, BAH, as we call it in there. They know it's a lot of money, and some enlist because they want free education. Now, that's no big deal. Everybody likes something free. You do your 4 years or how many years and you get free education, go to a university or college, maybe live on campus. But if you're not physically fit and mentally fit too, to do those for how many years, you shouldn't be allowed in the military. Too many overweight individuals. Commander Townsend said, the new test was designed based on scientific research that matched specific exercises to tasks that soldiers in combat must do. Sprints away from fire, carry a wounded comrade on a stretcher, and haul cans of fuels to the truck. So that means you can't just run. You're going to have to really lift things. Throw the medicine ball, a deadlift with weights between 140 pounds and 340 pounds. Oh, you know that's going to weed out all the women. Because you think women can actually deadlift even 200 pounds? They barely want to get on top when it comes to sex. They get tired after what, 30 seconds? A minute? Seems like they always want to do missionary because they don't have to do no work. You got to hold the legs back. I mean, God. Another test will be the 2-mile run. I want to know how much that 2-mile run going to be because it's going to weed out a lot of people. And I hope the time is cut down. Because I'm telling you, these individuals, I've seen officers in the military who weigh so much. When I was in the Navy, there was a chief that got kicked out because he couldn't meet the physical fitness test and pass that. A lot of high-ranking individuals who are in the military for a long time. Because you got people who want that, do their 20 years and get their little retirement check every month, and they just sit and get lazier and lazier and lazier. I hope this is implemented into every branch, not just the Army, and I'm quite sure it will be. Army is just a test run. Even the reserves. Women, older people, and obese men. You're going to have to get it together. I like this new test. Separate the weak from the strong.